Good morning, Pokemon players. All you people out there who like your competitive stuff or your shiny stuff or whatever you're doing, hello and welcome to Neophanx Gaming, where I am taking on the arduous challenge of making a shiny collection of Pokemon, including all forms, gender differences, form differences, whether or not there's actual stat differences with them, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here. I've got a whole lot of stuff that was actually going on this week. To start off, I did start the week with trying to get the Legends Arceus Pokedex finished so that I could go ahead and take advantage of that. Oh, no, that's not what I was going for. While I'm in here, I'm also going to be double checking the boxes where I was hatching Riolus. Let's see. Did we get the shiny Riolus? Because I'm trying to get shiny female Riolus. Or not Riolus. Torchics. What am I thinking? No, okay. No shinies this time around. But so anyway, that's gonna mean I have to release and get rid of all of those. But we did, while I was working on Legends Arceus to get the Dex completion in home, I did find a shiny Riolu there. That's why it was on my brain, because I had it written in my notes. So we got that one. This was a big one. Alcremie is finished. There we go. There are Alcremie's 6 forms. The 7th form is in the main Dex right alongside with Milcery. And that one should be back around here somewhere. There you are, Milcery and the other Alcremie. So I have all 7 forms completed. I managed to hatch enough on Shield version and got them all moved over. So I am super happy to have Alcremie done. That is 8 slots of the collection completely finished. I had a bunch of trades that I had to do on Pokemon Home because I don't have the games to trade them over the switches. So ones that my wife had transferred in from home, where she was helping me with the shiny collection, we had gotten those over, and there was frankly quite a chunk from that that we went ahead and got completed. So that was like another 10 to 12 Pokemon that I got moved that way. This past weekend was also Lechonk Community Day, which we also got done. Down here we have the female forms, where it... Lechonk would have been in the... Oh, wait, no, that's right. It's not transferred yet. I caught them in Pokemon Go, but they are still in Go. I don't know why I was looking for them right here in this. But we did get... I ended up getting 9 shinies that day, so I evolved a male and a female to go ahead and have both Oinkolones. My wife had also gotten a whole bunch of shinies. I think she ended up getting 11, so she ended up beating me for that one. That means, I got to pay the husband tax on that one. She also found a Centiskorch sometime this week, so that got added to the list. And then one of the next things I'm going to be working on breeding between the Sword and the Shield, as I'm also working on these Torchics, is going to be for the Sizzlipede to go with that Centiskorch, along with a couple other things that I went ahead and set up just for staging purposes to try and get it going. We did finish the Hisui Dex in home, so Enamorus is completely registered. Where is that shiny Enamorus? You are in here somewhere. I'm sure I put you in. No, you're not. You wouldn't be there. Be over here somewhere. I did put it in its box. There it is. There's my Enamorus. From home, no less. Now, if I see them around in Pokemon Go, I do still need a second Enamorus because of it being a Pokemon with 2 separate forms. So I do need another shiny one of these. I will be going ahead and figuring out how I'm going to go about that, because I do have so many of these other legendary hunts and stuff, but I think I may also put a little bit of a back burner there, because it did recently get announced that you can get shiny Volcanion from doing the ZA Pokedex, which I still have a lot of work to do. I still have a fair amount of work to do in ZA in general, but I also have a lot more to do in home for ZA just because there's not a lot of stuff that I have transferred from there to register in the home deck. So I do have to work on that as well. So that being said, what were our numbers at? My numbers, and this was a pretty big jump, in part due to Alcremie and due to getting a bunch of things transferred over with my wife from Pokemon Home. 671 is what we have in our home collection now. That is up by 22 from last week. Now, the total amount, when I account for everything between home and both of our Go accounts, I am at 758, which is up 16 from last week. So, total, we've gained 16 shiny Pokemon? Really? Have I done that much? The Riolu, yeah, the Riolu wasn't on standby from anywhere else. The Alcremies weren't on standby from anywhere else. At least Lechonk and one Oinkologne was not. I think one of the Oinkolones we did have between us, but because of the community day, we got those in there. And the 16, where did those other ones come from? Those are the main ones I've got written down. But anyway, yeah, we're at 671 stored in home, 758 total that we are making towards our collection, up 22 and 16 from last week. And I am really excited to see this collection just gradually coming together. Hopefully this week I'll have some chance to maybe go for another Vivillon form, because I do still need to finish the Vivillons. I have 3, I think, that I need to get from... What was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means 10. I think... Wait. No, 10. I think it was my wife has 3 that need to get transferred over. Maybe I'll go ahead and request that she goes ahead and gets those 3 set aside there so that I can go ahead and get them filled in here and then just focus on the other 3 that I still need to hunt in Scarlet and Violet. I think it was that. Unless those were already moved over. I got to double check the spreadsheet and everything. But I do know that I have 6 more of these to get. I have a lot of unknowns, which I'm going to have to hunt in Legends Arceus. That's going to be a lot of Outbreak resetting just to try and get those. Maybe that'll be another. That's something else I can try and do one night. Probably is work on that. I do still also need to get back on Leaf Green to do resets for whatchamacallit. The yeah, I need to get in Leaf Green so that I can try working on the oh my gosh. The Deoxys resets, because that's like a full odds situation going on there. Oh yeah, I did also this past week dig out my old Nintendo 3DSs, because I do have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon left over from that era of the Pokemon games, because I did need to restart both of those so that I can start trying to do resets for Poipole and type null, because I need 2 shinies of each, and from my research, those are the only ways I can get the shinies of those is in those games. In the other later games, like I know in Sword and Shield's DLC, those Pokemon are available, but from what I have found, they are shiny locked, meaning they cannot be pulled up, they can't be obtained there. So I do have that to worry about too. But in the meantime, that's where we're at for now. I do hope everybody out there is having a good week. Go ahead, if anybody out there has some other shiny success stories, drop some comments. Let us know what you're finding, what you're hunting. I'd love to see what everyone else is working on. And mind, I do also have a handful of other shinies that Oh, okay, I was putting those in the wrong place for that. But I do have a whole bunch of other shinies that I do need to queue up for some giveaways because of having duplicates here and there. All this other kind of stuff. Anybody else that's been enjoying Pokemon Champions, let me know how it's been going. I did skip out on this last recent tournament. Oh yeah, and for Pokemon Go players, remember this week, starting Wednesday, depending on your time zone, there is going to be 3 Ultra Beasts in raids, and I am wanting to try and hunt all 3 of them. Unfortunately, I do work a lot of overtime in the coming week, so I might have only like 2 days outside of my overtime shifts to actually try and go for hunting those. I might be spending some time on Pokagenie trying to get remote raids in with people and hoping that RNGesus sees fit to rain down the blessing of shiny Ultra Beasts on me, because it is going to be the easier way to hunt them as opposed to trying to go through Dynamax adventures over and over and over again. And hopefully after that one, I think Tapu Bulu is coming back into Go raids, which I also need to be hunting after next week's update, which I know I can also do. I do have a route saved for the Dynamax adventures for that, but if I can get it without having to go through that, if I can just get it in Go and have it in there, maybe eventually I get the Dynamax adventures one, which would be cooler to have one without the little Go stamp. But my main goal is to just get the shiny collection. Everything else can worry about it later. If I want to have like, a flashier or quote unquote better situation for the collection. But is what it is. I am looking forward to this following week. Like I said, hopefully I can get at least one Vivillon form. Maybe I'll hunt some unknowns on my next streaming day. That might be Thursday. Or I may switch to hunting around in ZA to try and finish my home Pokedex in that game, just to go ahead and get that shiny Volcanion out of the way, because that's a shiny that does not have multiple forms. I only need to worry about getting one.